Hi guys, and welcome back to Australia's #1 car YouTube channel. Now that the 34 is pretty well sorted out, the carbies are still going good by the way, now we have to get on to the next project. Is it going to be the Mercury or the Falcon wagon? We're going with the Falcon wagon. Let me tell you a bit of the backstory about that car. So the story is, I've had this car since I was maybe 14 or 15, I can't quite remember. But I used to see this on my school bus on the way home. I live sort of semi-rural when I was a kid. So the school bus would be going through all the farms, and you'd come down this hill and I could see from when you're in the bus up high, I could just see the quarter panel in like an old barn shed. So I walked down there, sniffed around the shed. I was in the shed. Don't know, it was on a farm, it was at a strawberry farm. There was no house, just this shed and the strawberries. So I sort of had a look at it, nothing. Wrote my number on the window in the dust and thought nothing of it. Week went past, hadn't heard nothing, so I went back down again because I saw someone working it when we went past on the school bus, like working the farm. So I went back down there and spoke to him, old boy named Nick, and he actually bought it brand new in 1963. So it's been a one owner in the family until then. And we did the deal, ended up buying it for $600 back then, which is probably not a bad deal at the time, but they weren't worth much more than that. Yeah, I was buying and selling them all the time for $1,500 back then. But yeah, so it was a one owner car, bought off the original owners for $600. And there's another bit of that story that I forgot to say last time. So actually the car had been sitting since about 1992, so that was before I was born, so you'd say it hadn't been run for about 16 years. And me and Dad actually got it going and drove it home, no brakes, about 4Ks. But we live in a pretty hilly area, like there's some pretty savage hills, so that was pretty cool. The old guy who owned it didn't think it was gonna start up, but I ended up going to the local servo and getting some points. They had them on the shelf, believe it or not. And we did some points, put some fuel in it, and it pumped it up, and fucking we drove it home. It was pretty cool. She's looking pretty dusty, but so once we bought it, we did all the little rust repairs and did all the brakes and suspension and had it painted and sort of got it running and driving. But it's just kind of 6-cylinder. It's the factory 6-cylinder car. We never got these in a V8 in Australia. Yeah, we never got a V8 in Australia, so it's only 6-cylinder. So this is a 144 6-cylinder with a 3-speed manual on the tree. But it was just always having sort of overheating issues. So every time you drove it, there'd be something going wrong. So it just kind of got pushed to the side. All right, it's time to start hoeing into the Falcon. 34's all done. Has got a flat tyre, slow leak. So I've been pumping that up every couple of days, but I might have to pull that off today as well and get that fixed. But first up is the Falcon. Has been sitting under the Mercury on the hoist. So there's some shit all over the roof. And it's just pretty dirty. So I think I might push it out the front and just wash it first, because this motor's coming out because it's getting a 302. So probably just give everything a good wash up before we start. Saves rubbing against it. In here, I want to get all the old sort of sound deadening off. It's got 2 new floor pans in it. So I might get the back seat out, just clean everything out completely, start hoeing into this. But first up, I'll give it a wash. The only problem is I need to get it down this ramp, which getting it down is fine. If the brakes still work, I can't remember, I'll have to see. Getting it back up by myself might be a bit of an issue. It's got a pedal. Yeah, they work. Already unbolted the seat yesterday, so I just got to manhandle it out. Out the side or... Fucking hell. Might go out the back actually. Motherfucker. Out the back's probably easier. Should have figured out where I'm going to put it. Just pinch the trolley off, Nick. There you go. So there's actually not too much sand ending under there, but that's fairly solid. That's pretty tinny. But it'll get all this cleaned up, and then yeah, probably put that Carbuilder shit down in there, and keep it nice and quiet, and stop a lot of the heat coming through. While I'm in here, I may as well just get rid of this back panel, just because the fuel tank's got a hole in it as well, so we've got to pull that out and find out a solution for that as well. This is literally this panel here. This one hinges, and this one is the support point, so it's just four of these big screws. It should come out. Beautiful. Let's put the screws back in just so I don't lose them. Because I lose things a lot. Now, alright, this should just come out. So now I've got access to the fuel tank, which will just be the filler neck, all these bolts around the outside, and then obviously the fuel lines underneath, and then it should, in theory, come out. But theory and practical often are different. But I'm getting sidetracked, so let's just get outside first and wash it. That's what happens. I start doing one thing. I was going to wash it 5 minutes ago, now I'm starting to pull the fuel tank out. But push it outside now and we'll... Ooh, I can't see anything. We'll push it outside, give it a wash. This might be funny because I've got to get it down that ramp with minimal brakes and then back up. one wheel of the brakes is working. So that should be enough to stop us. Just need to find a seat for the ride down. This one I prepared earlier. Milk crate seat, ooh, a bit high. Oh well. And I know this steering wheel's actually not overly tight. I might just do a couple more threads on that just in case. That was going to go one of two ways, and it went the one of the two ways that I wanted it to go. It stopped and didn't go out on the road. I think I'm just going to try and blow most of the shit to start off. Fucking dusty. Oh. One hand film and one hand do. Not real easy. Might just start off under here, just give it a bit of a degrease and just spruce up. See if yeah, all this shit's coming out, but yeah, just clean it up a bit. Got some degreaser over here. Not much left in the, not much left in there, but the motor's not so much important because it's coming out, but I'll give it a quick fucking hit. If I can just knock the top off the shit. Next, got this nice plain dirty water. So I just give it a bit of a nothing too crazy, just knock the top off, loosen it up a little bit. Probably never did this when I first got it when I was younger. All I did was do the rusted pairs and get it going. So, yeah. Okay. Pretty much. This will come up like brand new now, so won't have to do anything else. Nah, I'll probably Probably paint it black maybe, or something when we put the V8 in. But I'll just do this so we're not working on heap real dirty shit. Alright. See if this hose, the end always blows off. It covers me in shit, so see how this goes. Oh, brand new, look at that. Probably don't need a paint in here. Got a pinch of elbow grease does and a little bit of degreaser. Oh shit, camera's getting wet. Isn't it good to come up with a gurney? Ripper. Just did up a fresh batch of soapy water. The bit I'm most worried about is the roof, like fucking diff oil all over it. Like water's... Might spray it off first and then hit it with the soap. Gonna get water inside it because it's got no back window in it, but whatever. It'll dry out. The bonnet and the roof just got... So it's literally just dip oil and gearbox oil out of that mercury. So just cleaned all these out. Brushes. Just let that sit on it for a bit. The soapy shit, let it penetrate in a bit. Try and loosen it up. Looks pretty stubborn. Might be a two-hand job. Fucking look at that shit coming off that on the brush. Fucking look at that. Filthy ass shit coming out of it. I need the ladder because I'm a short boy. I bought one of these things, looks because they look like fun. So you got a water on, turn on garden mains, approximately 7% maximum pressure. Holding back the bottle, support those carefully. Oh fuck, figure it out. Oh. Oh. That's a little bit underwhelming. go. Yeah. It's it's fucked the paint on the roof up there, so it's a bit of a very good. I've got to get it back up the ramp, so I'm just gonna chuck a battery in it and see if it'll start. Like, it's been a fair while, and the fuel tank's got a hole in it, so I don't even know if it's got fuel in it, but we'll see how we go. Just wanted to make sure it wasn't going to take off on me. No fuel. Either that or I probably, when I was washing the engine, I probably put water down the carby. I can't remember. I'll have to start your bastard at home, so I might just a bit of brake cleaner maybe. Well, that tells you it's fuel. So if we get a little bottle on the fuel pump, it should drive in. Alright, so I've got another fuel tank here. So I've just got to get this, focus, this line, that comes in from the fuel tank. Got to get that off, connected to this, and then it'll run off this bottle. So that, I don't really want to lie on the ground. So I might just try and see if I can turn that around so I can get to the clip. Oh, come on, you dog. Alright, so I've got this hose off, but that looks bigger than the one I've got to join it to, so I need to find, I was trying to find a joiner, something that I could jam on there and there, but just found some other pipe here, so just need to match one up, which I reckon that looks like it. So that's my new fuel line. So now I just need to find a fitting between them two. So I'll just go up, chuck these there. This is like the drawer that I always seem to find something in here. Ah, you fucker! That just went into my hand. So it's not gonna work. That may work, maybe if I could block that off somehow. I may put a bit of pipe on there and crimp it. So many sharp things in here. Yeah, right, I think that'll do the trick. So this fitting is going to work. But I just need to block off that. So I'm thinking I'm just going to cut a little bit off this, stick it on there and just crimp it. I've got these crimper things that I bought from that Chinese website everyone's crapping on about. Yeah, so that should do the trick. So just cut a little bit off, jam the dog on there. How's this one? Yep, alright. And just stick that on there, and that should, it's only got to get me up the driveway, so that should do the job. Yeah. So now jam that. Oops. Jam that in there. Come on. One hand with the camera never really makes it that easy. There you go, that's jammed in there. I probably will just do that hose clamp up. Just got to go grab the other bit of hose and we should be good. Yep, so. Ooh, is it going to fit in here? No. There you go, that there. And again, one hand balance. Alright, cool. So now we've got some fuel. Yeah, it almost ran before, so. Get the brake cleaner. See if it goes. Oh, there we go. Bit of fuel. Almost used all my petrol already. Right, find a Jerry. Ooh. No, it's fucking it. Alright, to the service station. Alright, I'm back. Got a bit of primo, just a bit of extra get up and boogie. So let's fill this up. Let's go. Alright, filled it up, you didn't need to say that. Pretty sure we're all past filling up the water bottle. Alright. I might piss these off now. Bit of spray of that. Oh. Oops. So there she goes now. Bit of choke. Bit of stroke. Got how cammed up this thing was. Ooh, this might be a problem because I need to shut the bonnet. So I might move this there, maybe. That should do it. Yeah, close the bonnet. Ooh. So just had a bit of a clean. Start working on it now. Inside's all empty. Whatever's fucking leaking on it has rooted the paint, so that's kind of annoying, but you get that on the big jobs, as they say. Alright, let's attempt to drive it up the driveway. Now it's up, all clean. Fucking did a little mixed skiddy. I don't even know why I'm putting it out, why bother? 144 rips. I'm gonna get some dry ice and try and do that dry ice fucking sound deadening removal thing. So I'll go get some of that now. And alright, so I've got my esky full of dry ice. Don't touch it, always wear gloves. And I forgot to get the isopropyl, alcohol, so I've just got this bottle of fucking straight alcohol. Should do the same thing, I'd imagine. So I'm just gonna go ahead and scoop some in there, I suppose. I'll just start off with a little bit. There we go. Looks pretty cool. Go a bit of this. I don't know what this does. This is like makes the surface area bigger or something. Looks pretty cool anyway. So maybe leave that for a few minutes. See what it does. So the alcohol and the pellets sort of mix, and because the alcohol cools down really quick. I'm not 100% sure it's going to work, so we're just sort of making it up here. I reckon we need a bit more ice. Let's get some more ice. What the fuck's that? That was weird. Alright, so I've just crushed some up. It's extremely cold underneath. Just like no, it's probably only been like a couple of times. I don't even know, is that enough to put in there? Let's get like a scraper. I reckon you just get a hammer and dunk. Here's a hammer. Scraper, some description. Scraper. Screwy. Can't even see, it's like foggy. Oh shit, yeah, look at that. Works pretty well. There you go. I reckon we cook on for a bit longer. I can just do it section by section. Let this shit cook for a bit. Let this bit cook, and then shit's been on here for 60 years. So you can imagine you're going to get met with some resistance. You'd have to think. But I mean, that's hardest bit about it, you can't see. Alright, let's let that sit for a minute. Alright, it's been sitting there 10 minutes. So just like so there still is an element of labour involved, but like when you're heating it and scraping it, you don't really get it all off. It sort of chips off pretty well, and there might be ways to get it to do, you know, work better than what I've done. Yeah, I'm kind of making this shit up. Alright. So I've sort of done this back floor section sort of up to that cross member. So as you can see, that like sort of rusty stuff underneath, that's why I wanted to get rid of all this deadener so that I could treat that so it's not going to give me an issue down the line. But to do that section there, by the time you stuck it on, waited, moved it around, scraped it, that was probably best part of 35 minutes. Maybe even 40 minutes to do, sort of that section. But that, all I've done is scraped it and gave it a quick vacuum. So it is a lot less messy, as I suppose, to compare to using like a heat gun or an oxy and scraping it. But maybe not as quick. I don't know if I said before in the video, but I feel like if you had like a late model car where it's been laid in a sheet and you stuck it on, it's going to come up. Whereas this has been painted on 60 years ago, probably a bit more stubborn. But I think it's a good way to go if you've got dry ice near you. It's not too expensive. It was about, was it $5 a kilo or something? So yeah, you can see the difference. That's the old stuff. That's what it was like. That's it now. So I'll just treat that metal and put some Carbuilders or whatever sound deadener on there, and away you go. So I did the other side with the dry ice. Now I'm going to do this side with the heat gun. See what I think is better. Which I think it's going to be the dry ice, because this is pretty messy. You've got to heat it up pretty hot for it to come off clean, and then you still have to clean it up a bit, whereas that, it's pretty good. Well, this seems to be coming off pretty quick, so now I'm second guessing whether I think the dry ice is better or not. We'll see how this bit comes off. But this is quite scaly under there, so it might not have been tasted very well. There you have it. Well, there you have it. That was dry ice, maybe 35-40 minutes. That was maybe 10 minutes with the scraper. So I think that was quicker. Does look like there's a bit more rust under there maybe, so that's why it came up easier, but like shit. Dry ice, I had to buy $50 worth of dry ice, and you got to use it within 24 hours, whereas that's probably a $30 heat gun and a paint scraper. You could do 20 cars with it. So I think maybe dry ice, like I was saying, on a late model car, big sheets that'll pop up. I think on an older car like this where it's been sprayed on, I think you are better off using the heat gun and paint scraper. Just because, one, you probably get a heat gun and paint scraper for less than what the dry ice cost, and it was probably a bit quicker. There is a bit of grime to clean up, but I don't think the bad outweighs the good, so I reckon hit it with the heat gun and the paint scraper. Cheers for watching, guys. If you could like and subscribe, that would be shit hot and help me grow the channel so I can keep doing more cool stuff like this. Cheers, guys.